It was in 1992 that 13-year-old Dee Dee Dawkins disappeared. She was later found dead.
Well, family members and friends have put up 2 large banners at this intersection south of Hickory. You can see there's information about the case. All this located a short distance from where she was found dead. The 13-year-old disappeared in July of 1992. Dee Dee was found face down in the water near the Brookford Dam, only partially closed.
For Dee Dee Dawkins' family, pain never faded.
Dee Dee was invisible, like no one knew her.
It only deepened as weeks turned to months and years into decades, but still no answers on what happened to the 13-year-old girl.
She deserves justice. It's been too long. It's been 32 years.
Today, we shine light on Isis Denise Dawkins. Born in 1978, Isis Denise Dawkins, known to family and friends as Dee Dee or simply Denise, was described as fun, energetic, and very outgoing. Denise was very athletic and excelled at basketball. Family and friends remembered her as competitive and always full of energy, often referring to her as a tomboy. Her presence naturally filled the room, her friends recalled. Denise lived in Hickory, North Carolina with her mother Barbara and her siblings. Her sister Joy, who was about a year older, would say Denise was more than a sister, she was a best friend. The family was surrounded by relatives who lived nearby, including their cousin Keisha, who grew up alongside Denise and Joy. Keisha stated the 3 of them were more like sisters than cousins. By all accounts, Denise was a thriving young girl with a passion for life and raised in a close-knit, loving family. On the evening of July 3, 1992, Denise reportedly told her mother and sister she was going out back behind their house. According to family members, this wasn't unusual. Some of their relatives lived behind them, and Denise would often spend time at their home or head to the local basketball court with friends. But this time, Denise never came back. At first, there was no immediate panic when Denise didn't return home that night. Their small surrounding community was close, so staying at the house of relatives and friends nearby was normal. According to Keisha, Barbara was working 3rd shift that evening, while Joy had gone out with a friend. It was the 4th of July weekend, and their family was having a gathering. Barbara initially believed Denise might have simply stayed at a friend's house. But late that evening on July 4th, Barbara began contacting friends and relatives, trying to find out if anyone had seen Denise, but no one had. By the morning of July 5th, and still no sign of Denise, the family began to panic. Barbara called the friend they initially thought Denise was with, only to find out she had been away at a sporting event all weekend and hadn't seen Denise. Feeling helpless, Barbara went to the Hickory Police Department to fill out a missing persons report for her 13-year-old daughter. But according to family members and later statements made by Police Chief Willie Armstrong, it seemed that very little was done by investigators after the report was filed. The family immediately began searching the neighborhood themselves, hoping someone had seen or heard something. Family members stated law enforcement didn't organize any large-scale searches, and Denise's room was reportedly never searched for evidence. They also said that police failed to use the standard emergency resources for a missing child that's possibly in danger. Instead, they allegedly treated the case like a routine runaway. And as days turned into weeks, Denise's loved ones suffered through the agonizing void of not knowing what happened to her and desperately seeking for answers, while feeling abandoned by the very system they believed was supposed to help find her. Then, 25 days after Denise vanished, a horrifying discovery was made. On July 28, 1992, a worker repairing a sprinkler system near the Brookford Dam noticed a foul odor coming from the Henry Fork River in the small town of Brookford, just a few miles south of Hickory. Beneath a pile of logs and debris, in the water was a severely decomposed body. Police were notified immediately, The remains belonged to a young girl, but because of the advanced decomposition, investigators could not initially determine the victim's race or identity. On August 15, 1992, Denise's family received the devastating news. Using dental records and x-rays, the North Carolina medical examiner officially identified the victim as 13-year-old Isis Denise Dawkins.
Keisha was just a few years older than Dee Dee and grew up with her in Hickory. Stephanie knew her around the time the 13-year-old disappeared in July of 1992. We've learned Dee Dee was found face down in the water near the Brookford Dam, only partially clothed, wearing only a bra and a single tennis shoe.
No other clothing, personal belongings, or identification were found nearby. Authorities believe her body had not originally been left where it was discovered, but had likely been carried downstream and caught in debris along the riverbank. Denise's death was ruled a homicide. However, because of the condition of the remains, medical examiners were unable to determine the exact cause. Over the years, the condition in which she was found has sparked suspicion from family members and various reports that she may have been SA'd, but official records regarding the details of the case remains limited, and authorities have never publicly confirmed these claims. And more than 3 decades later, the exact circumstances surrounding Denise's case remains unclear, and the investigation itself has faced intense criticism and scrutiny. Throughout the years, Denise's family became increasingly frustrated with the investigation. According to relatives, investigators made unfair assumptions about Denise, believing she was involved in unsavory behavior, instead of recognizing her as a 13-year-old victim. The controversy surrounding the case only grew over time. During the summer of 1992, multiple homicides occurred in Hickory and the surrounding areas. Some speculated this spike in crimes completely overwhelmed local investigators. Years later, Chief Armstrong stated that the number of crimes happening around that time may have impacted how Denise's case was investigated. Then, in 1994, a black man named Glenn Edward Chapman was convicted of the homicides of 2 women in Hickory, Tanine Yvette Conley and Betty Jean Ramsher. According to Denise's family, investigators later suggested they believed Chapman might have also been responsible for Denise's death, but claimed there was not enough evidence to formally charge him. The family said authorities reassured them by saying that at least he was already behind bars. But to Denise's family, some aspects of that theory never fully made sense. Family members later pointed out that during that time, Brookford was widely known as a strict sundown town, and they questioned why both Denise and Chapman would have been in that area without attracting attention. Then in 2008, Chapman's convictions for the homicides of Tanine Yvette Conley and Betty Jean Ramsher were overturned, and he was exonerated due to perjury, police misconduct, witness credibility, and concerns surrounding his legal defense. Since Chapman had never been formally charged in Denise's case, her family said they were never informed of his release and only found out years later. For them, it reopened old wounds, as Denise's case was never revisited and remained unsolved. Critics argued that the investigation exposed deeper issues of how the case was managed from the beginning. Questions also emerged regarding the official status of the case itself and the commitment of law enforcement to seek justice for victims. In August of 2024, newly appointed Brookford Police Chief Willie Armstrong reopened Denise's case. Chief Armstrong publicly criticized how the original 1992 investigation had been handled. In multiple interviews, he stated that the evidence in the case appeared to have been poorly managed and that key opportunities to solve the case may have been missed. Later that same year, even more unsettling news broke when it was officially revealed that the most crucial piece of physical evidence in Denise's case had gone missing.
This document from the medical examiner confirms Dee Dee's shoe, one of the only things she was wearing when her body was found, was signed over to the Catawba County Sheriff's Office. But the evidence, now gone, with no paper trail explaining how or when. Willie Armstrong is the Brookford Chief of Police. He reopened Dee Dee's case back in 2024 and quickly learned of the missing evidence. He says that shoe would have solved this case.
Obvious that there was major mistakes made. You've lost this girl's evidence. If they wanted to solve the girl's case, they had the opportunity to do this 30 years ago, and they didn't.
Her family says she was labeled, misjudged, and left behind. And now they say she's been failed again.
There's something really much bigger going on.
Because what we're dealing with are law enforcement officials that are obviously hiding something.
I also reached out to the Catawba County Sheriff's Office regarding this incident. They said they had no evidence connected to Dee Dee's case in their possession currently. A big mistake that now has a family that has waited over 30 years feeling betrayed.
We were basically told that cold cases are typically solved with DNA. She was a throwaway. And that's how I feel about it.
For years, Denise's family also raised concerns that her case appeared to receive little public attention compared to other unsolved homicides in the area. While the Catawba County Sheriff's Office publicly listed cold cases dating back decades, Denise's case was absent from that list for many years.
The Catawba County Sheriff's Office also has a list of unsolved cases on their page, some dating back to 1983. But Dee Dee's case was not one of them.
They still don't want her name out there.
Following renewed public attention and pressure from the family and supporters, the Catawba County Sheriff's Office officially added Denise's case to their list of unsolved homicide investigations in late July of 2025. To this day, most of the initial files and images related to Denise's case remains inaccessible to the public and are heavily guarded. According to Dateline and family members, attempts to obtain more information from the Catawba County Sheriff's Office were met with pushback and limited responses. The Sheriff's Office said they would not be releasing additional information pertaining an active investigation. So after 3 decades of silence and vanished physical evidence, many are left wondering, are they truly protecting an active investigation, or are they just protecting themselves? The case has recently faced additional controversy involving Chief Armstrong. In May of 2025, Chief Armstrong was indicted on charges connected to the handling of a recorded interview conducted during the Denise Dawkins investigation. According to court documents, on October 6, 2024, Chief Armstrong, accompanied by a Brookford police major, met at the residence of William Crooks, who had reportedly been considered a person of interest in Denise's case. After an approximately 30-minute interview, Chief Armstrong left his personal cell phone inside William Crooks' home, still actively recording. He returned shortly to retrieve the phone, stating he had accidentally forgotten it. In November of 2024, a Brookford police officer reportedly alerted the Catawba County Sheriff's Office about the incident, which was then referred to the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation.
Chief Willie Armstrong was indicted on multiple charges, which include altering, stealing, or destroying evidence in connection to a more than 30-year-old cold case.
Court documents say Armstrong went to Bud Crook's home last October to interview him about the cold case murder of 13-year-old Dee Dee Dawkins and purposely left his cell phone behind to record Crooks and then returned 20 minutes later to retrieve the phone. But according to an SBI search at the Brookford Police Department, a portion of that recording was missing. Chief Armstrong told me today he accidentally left the phone inside Crook's home. He describes the Dee Dee Dawkins murder in 1992 as possibly racially motivated and claims his department has been hindered by other law enforcement agencies in trying to solve the case.
He says the situation started after reopening the decades-old cold case of Dee Dee Dawkins. Armstrong says when conducting an interview with a person of interest, he forgot his cell phone at that person's home, which spurred questions about his intent and motive.
We walk out of the house, the phone's sitting on the coffee table. It was an accident. I never had a criminal intent to do anything wrong.
William Crooks showed us where the police chief left his cell phone inside his home last fall after questioning him for 30 minutes about the Dee Dee Dawkins unsolved murder case from 1992.
They come down here and try to say that I had done something I didn't do, and I told them that I would take a lie detector right now.
Crooks says he had nothing to do with the 13-year-old's murder, and police never took him up on his offer to take a lie detector test. He says 10 minutes after Police Chief Willie Armstrong left his home, he came back saying he had left his cell phone.
And that ain't right, you know, trying to get me to say something that I'm not supposed to say, you know, or say I'm guilty of something I'm not.
William Crooks passed away in late November 2025 at the age of 82. He was never charged or convicted in Denise Dawkins' homicide case. However, some of Denise's relatives publicly stated they believed that he may have had knowledge or was connected to the crime.
Talking about that recording, what was recorded on the police chief's phone, you got a chance to hear what that was.
Well, we found out from those court documents that it was the TV show Gunsmoke. Apparently, the man who the chief interviewed was watching it at the time. There was 10 minutes of recording of that old TV show. I'm told, though, when the SBI went and searched the chief's phone, that recording was no longer there.
Armstrong says since then he's been ordered to drop the case and hand over all key findings.
Chief Armstrong's defense team maintained that no criminal wrongdoing occurred. As of now, the legal proceedings remain ongoing. Denise's life was not only stolen, but the pursuit of justice became overshadowed by unanswered questions, missing evidence, and decades of controversy surrounding the investigation. And more than 3 decades later, her case still remains unsolved. But for her family, this is more than just another cold case. At just 13 years old, Denise had her entire life ahead of her, a life she cherished, a family she loved, and a family that loved her. And despite everything, they refused to let her be forgotten. In 1993, the Dee Dee Dawkins Basketball League was founded in her hometown of Hickory, North Carolina, honoring the energetic young girl who loved being on the basketball court. If you have any information regarding the case of Isis Denise Dawkins, no matter how small, please contact the Catawba County Sheriff's Office or the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation. Additionally, please contact if you have any information regarding the cases of Tanine Yvette Conley or Betty Jean Ramsher, whose cases also remains unsolved. No story should be forgotten, no voice should go unheard. Sending my deepest condolences and prayers to the family and friends. I pray you get the justice that you deserve. May Isis Denise Dawkins rest in peace.
I would love for this to be solved. My grandma's 89 years old, and I would love for this to be solved before she dies. I think our family deserves some answers.
Until the next time, I'm Lock Jewel, and thank you for watching Shades of Crime. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to pray. God's listening.